Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Here we are, 2026, January 1st, starting year 2 of our 3-year journey through the Bible. And we're going to pick up today by starting the book of First Samuel. Now, First Samuel does have a little chronological overlap with the book of Judges. There's a little time overlap there. Samuel is probably born perhaps during the time where Samson was still around. So, anyway, pardon me, that's the time frame we're at the tail end of the Judges period as we start Samuel, and we're going to move from a period of Judges into Kings very shortly. So today's chapter is 1 Samuel chapter 1. There was a man from Ramathaim Zophim, I'm probably butchering that, in the hill country of Ephraim. His name was Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zuph, an Ephraimite. He had 2 wives, the first named Hannah and the second Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah was childless. This man would go up from his town every year to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of armies at Shiloh, where Eli's 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were the priests. Whenever Elkanah offered a sacrifice, he always gave portions of the meat to his wife Peninnah and to each of her sons and daughters. But he gave a double portion to Hannah, for he loved her, even though the Lord had kept her from conceiving. Her rival would taunt her severely just to provoke her, because the Lord God had kept Hannah from conceiving. Year after year, when she went up to the Lord's house, her rival taunted her in this way. Hannah would weep and would not eat. Hannah, why are you crying? Her husband Elkanah would ask. Why won't you eat? Why are you troubled? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? On one occasion, Hannah got up after they ate and drank at Shiloh. The priest was Eli sitting on a chair, the priest Eli was sitting on a chair by the doorpost of the Lord's temple. Deeply hurt, Hannah prayed to the Lord and wept with many tears. Making a vow, she pleaded, Lord of armies, if you will take notice of your servant's affliction, remember and not forget me, and give your servant a son. I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and his hair will never be cut. While she continued praying in the Lord's presence, Eli watched her mouth. Hannah was praying silently, and though her lips were moving, her voice could not be heard. Eli thought she was drunk and said to her, How long are you going to be drunk? Get rid of your wine. No, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman with a broken heart. I haven't had any wine or beer. I've been pouring out my heart before the Lord. Don't think of me as a wicked woman. I've been praying from the depth of my anguish and resentment. Eli responded, Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant the request you've made of him. May your servant find favor with you, she replied. Then Hannah went on her way. She ate and no longer looked despondent. The next morning, Elkanah and Hannah got up early to worship before the Lord. Afterward, they returned home to Ramah. Then Elkanah was intimate with his wife Hannah, and the Lord remembered her. After some time, Hannah conceived and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel because she said, I requested him from the Lord. When Elkanah and her household went up to make the annual sacrifice and his vow offering to the Lord, Hannah did not go and explain to her husband, After the child is weaned, I'll take him to appear after the Lord's presence and to stay there permanently. Her husband Elkanah replied, Do what you think is best, and stay here until you've weaned him. May the Lord confirm your word. So Hannah stayed there and nursed her son until she weaned him. When she had weaned him, she took him with her to Shiloh, as well as a 3-year-old bull, half a bushel of flour, and a clay jar of wine. Though the boy was still young, she took him to the Lord's house at Shiloh. Then they slaughtered the bull and brought the boy to Eli. Please, my lord, she said, as surely as you live, my lord. I am the woman who stood here beside you praying to the Lord. I prayed for this boy, and since the Lord gave me what I asked for, I now give the boy to the Lord. For as long as he lives, he is given to the Lord. Then he worshipped the Lord there. 1 Samuel chapter 1. So it's January 1st, the last few days of the year. I made this announcement, and I'll just keep doing it probably for the first week of this year. Myself, some friends, co-workers, relatives, I'm not sure who's all in the mix, On the Bible app by YouVersion, we're reading through the Navigator's Bible reading plan for 2026. And I'd like to invite you to join us. This that we're doing on YouTube is a 3-year plan through the Bible. This is a 1-year plan to get through the Bible. And you're welcome to join us. If you have the Bible app by YouVersion, I will provide a link in the comments. You can click on the link and you can accept the invitation and be a part of our group where you can interact with myself and some friends and hold each other accountable. And the reason I'm going to still offer it for the week to come is because one of the interesting aspects of the Navigator's Bible reading plan is most Bible reading plans that have you read through the Bible in a year are ruthless in the sense that if you miss a day, okay, well, I can catch up a day. I can read 2 tomorrow or catch it up on the weekend or on my day off, whatever. But if you start missing 3, 4, 5 days, it gets hard to catch up, if not impossible at some point. Or where when you're catching up, you're not really even thinking about your reading. You're just reading to check off boxes, and that's really not a good thing. So when you fall off on a plan like that, it's my best recommendation has been for years. Just pick up at today's reading and forget what you missed. You can catch it again next year. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it's not what any of us want to do, but that's how life goes a lot. And it's better to pick up on today's date than to just let the Bible reading plan become a chain around your neck that just bogs you down and becomes a source of legalism and ruins and steals your joy and keeps you out of the Word. No, get back in today's date on whatever plan you're doing and just go. However, the Navigator's Bible reading plan is different in that while it does get you through the year, the Bible in a year, and it's the 365-day schedule, 365 days, quote unquote, it only has 25 days per month. So, if you're looking at the plan, January 26th through 31st have nothing. So 25 times 12 is 300. The reading has 300 days on it for the year. That allows myself and you and anybody else to miss 65 days. And what's nice about that is that's just kind of how life can be. Some people are really disciplined or have just a really regimented, consistent schedule where they can do things. I work a crazy schedule. When I work 12 hours. My work is over an hour away from me for my drive, about an hour, but usually one of the rides will be heavier due to traffic in one direction or another. So call it 14 and a half hours for my work day. That doesn't include getting up and getting ready. You know, that's another 45 minutes of waking up, getting the cobwebs out and making some coffee and getting myself ready, showering and hitting the road. So honestly, when I work, my day is over 15 hours long. And now my work is an interesting place where I work. Sometimes there's quiet moments and I can sneak in my Bible reading for the day, but some days just aren't. I hit the road running when I get to work and it just doesn't stop. So a plan like this, 65 days built in. So say, you don't pick up till January 3rd because you hear this message and you want to read it. No big deal. There's only 25 readings in January. Just pick up with the first and just hit every day. If you have a busy day, you can check off one of the boxes at the end where it's a blank spot. So I'm going to include the link in the comments, and that link will take you to the Bible version app, and you can select it, and we'd love to have you join. As I do this, nobody that watches this is joined, and that's probably partially because, one is my viewers are few. Most of my videos do not get 10 views in a day. And the other thing is, I don't know, people just don't want to do it. But I will continue to offer it for the next week or so till it gets to the point where, you're already behind for the month of January. But it's a wonderful plan. I'm also going to provide a second link. And the second link will take you to the Navigator's website where you can print out a copy on your printer. Two-sided. You want to print it out two-sided. Flip it on the short end in your menu options. And then it folds into a nice little book. And what I like about this, I even printed it for myself, even though I'm doing it with friends on the YouVersion app, which will track it. But it's a nice paper copy where I can put check marks and look at the boxes. You can see what's coming up. We read from 4 portions of the Bible on this plan. The Gospels is one. We read from the Gospels every day. Then we read another New Testament portion. We read from the Old Testament poetic books every day, which is Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. We read from one of those books every day. And then we read an Old Testament portion besides the poetic books. It's a neat plan. I've known about it for over 30 years, and I've just never done it. But it seemed, with some people I know, that it felt like an opportune time to give this one a try. So, thanks for watching, and hope you have a wonderful year. Hope you have a wonderful day, and just looking forward to see what the Lord will do in our lives this year. Talk to you later.